So here we are. The Colorado Buffaloes have completed their spring season. Shedeur Sanders drafting. Here's the thing. I just need like 15 minutes to get my thoughts out. But the Sun is like, who cares about your 15 minutes? The Sun does not care about me today. And that's disappointing. That was just thunder coming from the sky. The Shedeur Sanders debacle, whatever. I don't know where I fall. Honestly, part of me is like, this is the NFL. The NFL does what the NFL does, so I'm not shocked. The other side of me is like, what happened? How did this go so wrong? But what I really think this comes down to is I feel like there's a lot of manipulation happening on both sides of the coin. I feel like people just assumed that Shedeur Sanders was going to go in the first round. And I feel like because we all made that assumption, it was a lot easier to make mock drafts and to do things and assume that he was going to be there, not even giving a second thought to all of the things that we see in his play that makes us second guess his ability to be a first rounder. Obviously, I don't know if anybody expected him to go in the 5th round. I think the 5th round is something that I don't even know what to say about the 5th round. But at the end of the day, what I know is this, and I've said this before on my show with Coach Hayes on Monday, and I'll say it again here because I firmly believe this. I am a person who loves the NFL. I watch the NFL obsessively. I actually fell in love with the NFL before I fell in love with college football. And the reason why is because it is a business. And I can't say on one end, I love the business side of the NFL, and then on the back end, slam the business for being the business. What I like about business is it is black and white. It is what it is. The way that you have to get into the NFL is the way that you have to get into the NFL. So I am not sitting here saying that Shedeur Sanders bombed his interviews. I don't know if he bombed his interviews. I'm not here to say that Shedeur Sanders should have went in the first round because clearly 32 NFL teams decided that he should not be there and they made their decision. Now, do I think their decision was 100% about his play? No, because I think if his decision was 100% about his play, I think he probably would have gotten drafted higher. So it had to have been other things. So whether the other thing is a race thing, whether the other thing is he did terrible in his interviews, whether the other thing is that they didn't want him to bring in Coach Prime and all the different dynamics, whatever the reason is, something went terribly off the rails. Hi, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn on those notification bells. And if you're filling up to it, don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Everybody had thoughts and opinions on what they thought Shedeur Sanders was going to do. I heard very few people say that he was going to go in the 4th and 5th round. Very few people. So how I feel about Shedeur Sanders is this. He is in the NFL. He now has a chance to prove that he belongs in the NFL. He has a chance to prove that he should be the Cleveland Browns quarterback. That's really all I can say about it because I'm tired of it at this point. I don't care this much. I cared on draft day. I wanted him to be a Steeler. I wanted all of the things, but the Pittsburgh Steelers decided he wasn't the guy for them, and I have to accept that. And so I move on. And I move on because, like I say all the time, I am a program woman. I support the program. Do I like every single thing my program does? No, but I have to support the program. That is who I am, and I'm going to stay true to who I am, and I'm going to support the program. Do I think sometimes the NFL is full of shit? Yes. It is what it is, though. We all know that they're full of crap. So when you know something is full of crap, you have to play your cards right. We always adjust the way that we behave based on our situation. This is no different. Did Shedeur Sanders bomb his interviews? I don't know. Is Shedeur Sanders good enough to be in the first round? I don't know. At this point, all I know is that everybody thought what they thought. Decisions were made, and I'm going to accept those decisions, and I'm going to move on, and I have nothing else to say about this whole Shedeur Sanders thing. So this is my opinion. If you ask for my opinion, this is my opinion. But what I do want to talk about is the 2025 Colorado Buffaloes, because the spring has officially ended, and I made my Texas video, and now it's time for me to talk about these Colorado Buffaloes. I said, as soon as this offseason started, I said my magic number was 25. I did not want to see Colorado have 25 or more people enter the transfer portal from their team last year. Unfortunately, we are officially at 33. We're at 33 players from Colorado who has entered the transfer portal. I have an issue with that. The other thing that has happened is we have only gotten in 25 players from the transfer portal as of the making of this video. But let's also not forget the people that went to the draft and the people that just ran out of eligibility that are no longer on the team. As of today, Colorado has 19 people that will not be returning that were starters. So that means only 3 people that remain on the Colorado Buffaloes team are going to be starters in 2025 that played in 2024. That is an issue to me. And now that the spring is over, now that the transfer portal has closed, we have a little bit more definite on the numbers, but I have some concerns when you tell me that from the 2024 season, a lot of the starters and a lot of the people that made an impact last year are gone. So basically, we have an entirely new team. So whoever comes out of this transfer portal, as of this recording, at this point, I don't know what you want me to say, because now we have a completely new team again. So here we are. We all know how I felt about the spring game. We all know I wasn't very happy with the spring game. We all know I feel like we need more offensive linemen. We all know I've been on the receiver position, and I said I was a little bit worried because they were so young. Come to find out, Coach Prime is also worried because they're a little bit young. So that is an issue. We all know how I feel about the trenches. You know what? At this point, I'm just going to let it be what it's going to be because I don't know what to say anymore. I watched them play in the spring game. It didn't look good. And everybody's defense of it not looking good was that it was a vanilla game. It was a vanilla game, but we still looked bad. How do you look bad in a vanilla game? So that is concerning to me. And then the quarterback situation, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what Colorado is going to do. I also said at the beginning of this offseason, and because I am a disciplined football watcher, and because I believe in consistency, I am still concerned about the trenches, offense and defense, and I'm still concerned about the linebackers. Those are the positions that I will continue to be concerned about until Colorado shows me that I should not be concerned. The spring game did not make me feel better. The fact that right now I cannot tell you who is the starting offensive line, I can't even give you half of the guys that are starting on the offensive line. I think that is a problem because now we're back in the portal. We're back in the portal looking for starters. We're back in the portal trying to figure things out. That is an issue. That is why the whole high school recruiting thing pisses me off, because again, if you recruit correctly out of high school and you're using the transfer portal to supplement your talent, you're doing well. I don't know. Some of you want me to come on camera and talk about how excited I am, how great this is, this and that. You want me to fluff it up for you because me telling you that I have concerns makes you a little bit nervous. I know it makes you nervous. And I know you don't want to admit that what I say makes you nervous, but the fact of the matter is this Colorado team right now, I don't even know who the starters are going to be. I don't know what they're going to do when they line up to play. I don't know who's coming to camp. I don't know what is going on, and that makes me uncomfortable. However, some of us are acting like everything they have is okay. Some of us are acting like every single player is great, and that's just not true. It's just not true. So my opinion of Colorado after the spring camp is this. I still have more questions than I have answers. Based on that spring game, I don't need to rehash that. Now that the transfer portal is closed, Colorado ended up getting 33 players into that transfer portal when I told you from the beginning I needed that number to stay lower than 25 because I knew that once it hit 25 and once different things started to happen, who was going to leave were going to be the starters. And the starters were the people that Colorado could not afford to lose, and they started to lose them. So that is concerning. My word this season was discipline. I'm not sure how disciplined we are right now. I don't see a lot of discipline right now. I just don't see a lot of discipline right now, and that's a problem. The last thing I'll end by saying this: competitive depth, competitive depth, competitive depth. Colorado right now doesn't have it. You can lie to yourself, you can act like we do, but I'm telling you right now, Colorado does not have any competitive depth, and that is a very big issue. So we don't know who our offensive line is going to be. We don't really have much competitive depth. We have people leaving that we thought were going to be starters. I'm concerned. The spring is over. I hope they get this back on track. I'm concerned. And after the draft, I'm even more concerned because now I'm starting to wonder how the player evaluation is happening. Because the one thing I know about the draft is it's going to tell you how good your talent is. I don't care who signed undrafted free agent. I care who gets drafted. So when people don't get drafted, and then now we have to depend on undrafted free agents to make it, I have concerns. I'm just calling it out here. I'm trying to be as calm and as respectful as possible. But because I always say, When there's college players, I'm nicer. When it comes to the NFL players, I'm not as nice. Right now, they're in transition, so I'm not going to say anything. But from an organization standpoint, from a standpoint of a coach telling me he has all of these different connections and all of these different relationships and all of these different whatever, and you have certain people who only got undrafted free agent calls, I'm concerned. And if you're not concerned, you're not paying attention. Pay attention. Stay disciplined. Keep your eyes open. Trust your eye test. Don't trust what anybody's trying to get you to believe. Trust what you believe. Trust what you can see. And I will end this video here. And I hope the next time I make a Colorado video, I feel better about the situation. I hope the next time I make a Colorado video, we have gotten more people that have signed with us. And the next time I make a Colorado video, I hope that I feel better. And I hope that I feel just excited as I did when I made my Texas video, because right now I don't feel that. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video.